Misthios, may I trade your time for wealth? You look wiser than the average mercenary. Perhaps you're nearly...
Okay.
You speak plainly, Auntie.
I speak the truth, Kassandra.
You know me?
Don't pretend to be ignorant of your infamy, Kassandra the Eagle Bearer. I have a series of tasks I thought someone of your reputation could handle. But if you feel you're not up to it...
What kind of tasks?
To begin, I have a test of judgment. Which god is more dangerous, Poseidon or Apollo? The answer lies in a nearby tomb.
This is just a riddle.
Riddles are telling, and rewarding when I give them. Prove your worth to me by going to the graveyard near the sanctuary of Athena and solving it.
Fine. I'll figure out this riddle.
Sure, why not? Alright, so hello everybody. Welcome back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Man, that graveyard's really fucking far away. As you can see, doing the next Lost Tale of Greece. I don't remember what this one's called. Look it up now. It is... support. What? Oh, okay. So this one is Divine Intervention. That's right. See, I don't know what this one's about at all. Because, I mean, apparently I have to solve riddles, and this lady knows me. And yes, that's a bear, but there's a mercenary around here somewhere who owns it, so it's fine. Now, which god is more dangerous, or whatever she said, right? I mean, it would all depend, right? Because, I mean, Apollo is the sun god. I do believe he uses a bow and arrow. And Poseidon is the god of the sea. And, you know, uses a trident.
Was a good idea.
In general. Now, tridents can throw them, just like a spear. It's obviously going to be a little bit harder than a spear because the balance on them is going to be a little bit different. But if you know what you're doing, you can do it. And I imagine Poseidon knows what he's doing. But I mean, Apollo, right, can, once again, use bow and arrow. So, you know, can shoot you. And since he's god of the sun, anywhere the sun touches, in theory, he could hit you from. Poseidon, god of the sea. Obviously, if you're in the water, probably more dangerous than Apollo is, since, you know, he has control over those and everything. So, I mean, it's all a location thing, right? Which is, to be fair, a lot of gods are like, aha, I am the most dangerous under these circumstances.
Can't you see me?
And it's like, yeah, right, so under those circumstances, you're the most dangerous. But, haha, under these circumstances, I'm the most dangerous. And then under these circumstances, we could get bitch slapped by a human. Oh, fell over, but good enough. I'm just going to get off him because he's going to do that again. As you can see, I did change into my warrior set. Oh, and... oh, no. Oh, come on. No. I have not had this happen to me yet in this game. Oh, and I got desynced. Alright. That's a first. Fuck. So whoever's tombstone I just landed on, that's the most dangerous one. Because all I had to do was touch it. Oh, I hate it when that happens in games. I hate it when it happens in games, but to be fair, it doesn't happen in a lot of games, thankfully. The only thing I can say where that happens a lot, like the only games that I can say that happens a lot in that I play anyway, is honestly the Lego games. Because like if you go back and play like the original Lego games, like the first few, you can jump on anything. Like, if you know what you're doing, you can jump on stuff that you really shouldn't. And get to areas that you shouldn't be able to get to, right? Because, like, you can just hop on stuff that you're not supposed to be hopping on and get there, right? But then in later Lego games, like right now, currently playing through Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, and way before this one, obviously, they started doing it. They started making it so like stuff that they don't want you to stand on is slippery.
Protect us from teeth that tear and beasts that bite. Sounds like a child's prayer.
And now it's like there's just so much stuff where it's like, oh, you're not supposed to be there. You were going to slip until you go off of it, but it's something that you can't get off of.
A model ship as an offering to Poseidon. Clearly someone feared death in the sea.
Okay, and this is obviously a fisherman.
Here lies my brother, a brave man. He was chosen to confront the enemy threatening our village. But his ship sank, and sharks feasted on his flesh. What little parts were found, I sealed in this tomb.
Oh, okay.
Sharks are under the command of Poseidon, as are all creatures of the sea. Is he the more dangerous god?
Okay, that was weird. I'm assuming that was more for, like the
plate
person
marked with the
playing
sun.
than actually
An
Kassandra.
offering dedicated to Apollo and his youthful strength. Here lies my father, a simple farmer. A lion tore him to pieces as he brought in his grain. May the gods grant him peace. Lions are a golden beast with manes like the sun. Surely they are the favorite of Apollo. Does that make him the more dangerous god?
I mean, once again, it's all location. But in this scenario, I would say Poseidon.
You! I know who you are. Athena sent you to kill me.
Why would you think that?
I was to be tried for murder. But a great fire burned up the courts and all the records. I walked free. But lately I've heard Athena in my dreams saying I would meet justice. And here you are.
An old woman hired me to come here. You weren't part of that contract. But lose your temper and I might change my mind.
I know what Athena told me. I'll face my death blade first.
Well, you're gonna face your death on fire then.
I've seen all there is to see here. Now to answer that woman's riddle.
I mean, in this scenario, right? Because like I said, it's all location based. I didn't I don't know what animals. Like, I knew Poseidon had control of animals. And generally, different gods have different animals, right? But, like, the thing is, with the beasts on the land, right? You have multiple gods taking command of of the beasts, right? So, like, certain beasts. So, apparently, lions are under Apollo. Makes sense. But then you have other ones that are under other gods' control, right? Whereas, and I don't think Apollo has any birds, but he might. But Poseidon, right? God of the sea, done. He gets everything that's under the water. And there's a lot of shit under the water. So, I mean, if you're going by what they control, not like the gods themselves, it's very clearly Poseidon. But at the same time, it's very easy to just not be on the water. But if you go by the Iliad, it's yeah, Poseidon also has like a big snake, right? That can technically, I think, get people that are on land, but I don't know like if it can go across land or if it's like if they're like on the shore, it can get them. Because like if it's just like they have to be near the shore, then you know, still Poseidon I'm gonna go with, because I mean, lions can take down a lot of prey at once, but Poseidon can just sink your ship. And there can be a lot of people on one ship. But I think the reason why... because, like, obviously very much a seafaring race in that, but it's hard to... oh, God, I'm just going to jump over the wall here. But, like, back in that, right, like, their view of the ocean and that was obviously a lot smaller than ours is now. Like, if we, as a whole, went back to gods as individuals and not just, like, a single god, there'd probably be multiple gods of the oceans and the seas. Probably, like, one for each or something. You know, like, the oceans would be major gods, the seas would be minor gods. And maybe if there's like a big enough lake or something, it could have like a
You spent enough time
little
in the
spirit
graveyard. What
deity
did
or
you find?
something. Deity.
How did you know I actually went?
I have my way.
Is there dirt on my sandals? A look in my eye? It seems to me you're good at figuring people out.
Perhaps. But I want to know which god you think is more dangerous, Poseidon or Apollo.
Why are you so interested in knowing?
Because I have two tasks that require the attention of Amistios. But I can trust the easier task to nearly anybody. I'm going to assign the more dangerous one to you, naturally.
Athena is the most dangerous. Apollo and his lions, Poseidon and his sharks.
Both of those gods may be dangerous. But I met a man who claimed Athena sent me to kill him.
How strange. If she could hear your words, I'm sure the goddess of justice would be amused.
There was a man torn to pieces by sharks on his way to confront pirates. That sounds like the punishment of Poseidon to those who would insult him.
Defending a territory no man can invade with deadly force. Poseidon would indeed seem to be the greater danger.
I'm glad you agree.
You've wisely considered the subject. I approve. Take this. It's for your judgment.
You ask for my judgment, but you seem to be judging me.
Am I? Consider this. A man took great risks to take to the sea. Perhaps you could figure out why.
His tomb mentioned pirates. Perhaps there's still a danger.
I believe you should find his family in Megaris, south of the ruined temple of Apollo.
I'll pay them a visit.
So, I mean, like, we've obviously got, like, mythical things here, right? And we've had gods show up in previous Assassin's Creed games. So, like, there's no reason to believe that there wouldn't be, like, mystical stuff happening now, right? Because, like, in Assassin's Creed, they go with, like, the Thor, right? Where it's like, oh, magic is just science we don't understand yet. When it's very clearly, you know, magic is a thing. Because, I mean, there's certain things that you could explain with science. Sure. But then there's other stuff that it's like, yeah, no. It's like, there's no way that there's a science that explains what you just did, right? So, I mean, it's hard to tell. Because, like I said, most of the stuff in Assassin's Creed is, you know, science. Is like, you know, magic explained away by, you know, just super advanced science. But, and I'm trying to think right now of, like, a thing that happened in an Assassin's Creed game that, you know, wouldn't be science-y, but I really can't. I mean, like, something that it's like, I cannot believe that there's some form of science behind it, you know, like, because, like, there's certain stuff, right, like, in, like, if you go with the Thor movies, right, like, Thor's hammer could very well be explained by science, but the way Odin puts the thing on it, like, puts the spell on it, that, there, like, I can't see there being a scientifically explainable way of that, right, but I can't think of anything like that in Assassin's Creed.
I prayed to Poseidon that one as mighty as you would come to aid us. I'd nearly lost hope, but here you are.
I was told your village was in danger.
Yes. My brother sailed out to take on the soldiers threatening to burn us out. I take a dim view of piracy, you know. But they ambushed his ship and, well, my brother never saw home again.
Sharks are merciless.
How did you know he was killed by sharks?
I visited your brother's tomb. I'm sorry for your loss.
Thanks. That's kind of you to say.
So are those soldiers still threatening you?
Yes, but I have a plan. I'm going to build a warship. One they won't be able to sink. My village will survive.
You seem determined. What do you have left to do?
Too much. There's a detachment keeping the pressure on us, not far from here. It's hard to gather building supplies while they're around.
So you need supplies, or you need that detachment taken care of.
Well, aren't you as clever as Athena herself? What would you be willing to do for us?
I'll find the supplies you'll need and leave the fighting to you.
Fair enough. Though I might need you to take up arms against Dryads. I need plenty of olive wood to make sure the ship is solid.
I'll get right to it. I think
I
that's
mean,
all he needs to build the ship.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the reason I did that was because I
This should be
assumed
all
I
right.
had enough already.
Thank you. Now there's just one last thing we need. An eye of protection.
For the bow of the ship, you mean?
Exactly. There's probably one in the Ariadne shipwreck. At least if Poseidon hasn't claimed it for himself.
If it's there, I'll find it.
Alright. Acquire the protective eye. Do you guys have like a little boat like here? No? Well, shit. I think I see one over here, but I'm not sure if that's like a little boat or if it was a sail of a big boat that I'm not actually allowed to sail. That's definitely not something I can use. But if there's a boat there, that might mean that I can get a smaller one here. Aha! There is a smaller one there.
They'll
Nice.
be watching for me.
That's
I
fine.
need to be careful.
Fuck, what was I just gonna say? I don't know. So, like, I mean, he said there was a detachment that was causing problems, right? And then the thing even said that she was gonna fight soldiers, right? But, and I understand that she's a mercenary, but you would assume, right, that if, like, you fight as many soldiers as Kassandra does, that at some point, like, that, like, it would get around, right? Like, Cassandra's well known enough. Oh, no, that was facing the wrong way. I was going to go for the other one, because it looked to be facing out already. Excuse me, guys. I just need to steal your boat here for a second. And, right? But, I mean, I guess at the same time, right? Like, if they're in the middle of a war and they hear that this mercenary's been taking down their soldiers, I mean, I could very easily see them being like, well, I mean, if she's willing to fight for us now. But it's like, I don't know. I guess they would just kind of assume that anything she was doing was a contract from someone else and not just like personal vendetta or something. But even still, like the amount of damage she's done to like the amount, like the sheer amount of damage she's done to the I need to find the front of the ship, to like the different militaries. You would not think for a second that they would actually like allow her to okay, not there. Jellyfish. Oh, got it. There we go. I wonder if my ship has one of those. Alright, here we are. Silly sharks. They don't do very much, do they? Like, I mean, it's weird that they also drop in and out of combat like that. It's like, either, like, you would think that they would either be in...
Fool to take this boat into deeper water.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Did I just hit, like, this trash that's here? This fucking... No, this is shit from my... What the hell just destroyed my boat? There's nothing here. What the fuck? Oh, god damn it. Is there, like, a fast travel point near there? I mean, there's that one up there. It's not that far away, but with the loading time of that, I may be better off just swimming over. Fucking hell. Maybe I'll get lucky and there'll be, like, another little boat on this island here. Is that what happens if, like, the game considers the water too deep for those little boats? It just destroys it? It's like, ah, fuck you, done. Because, I mean, that's not how boats work. I mean, either they float or they don't. I mean, they don't just immediately break if they go into water that's deeper than they should be taken. I mean, the whole thing with not taking boats of that size into deeper waters is because, you know, it's not even, like, how deep the water is. It's how, like, open the water is. Because, like, the more open the water is, the faster the currents are going to be. The more likely, like, your boat's gonna get hit with, like, waves or something that's gonna tip it. Like, there's so many reasons why you shouldn't take a small boat into open waters or deeper waters. But, like, none of them would be it's not like your boat goes out there and all of a sudden can't float anymore. Like, it doesn't change the whatever of water to make it so that, like, your boat doesn't float on it anymore. What the fuck? I completely expected there to be, like, a shark in the water. Like, when I dropped and just, like... But even then, like the sharks wouldn't one-shot it. I mean, even, like, the crocodiles and hippos in Origins never one-shotted the little boats. I've also never actually had, like, a shark attack one of those little boats, so... But I've never had that happen to me before. Like, it's not very often that I take the little boats, because it's not very often that there's something that's, like, close enough to the shore that I don't want to use the big boat, but far enough out that I just won't swim to it. Like, for the most part, they're usually in, like, that... They're either usually so far out that, you know, I may as well take my big boat there, or they're so close to the shore that there's no point getting to the little boat anyway. I can just swim there, right? For those, every once in a while, I will still take a little boat, just in case there's sharks or something. But, dude, this boat's going to take you fucking forever to build if you're doing it by yourself.
Yes, I suppose it will.
Is something wrong?
I remember this eye staring at me as the ship went down. So many sailors died that day.
You know, there's more you can do with a new ship than just piracy.
I believe you're right, Miss Theos. Perhaps you'll come to show me wisdom after all. Here, take this. It will be the last of our spoils.
Thank you. May you find a more peaceful path in the future. I should get back to that strange woman and let her know what happened.
I mean, did I just help pirates? Like, is that what just happened here? Like, I'm really confused. Because, like, when I first showed up, right, I'm like, oh, well, that's the pirate armor. Like, he's even wearing the eye patch. I don't... Because, like, he said that his brother was attacked by pirates, right? And, like, wasn't he building this to fend them off or something? I don't know. They don't take a good view on pirates. I don't understand what just... I feel like the quest changed partway through it. Right? Like, I got the quest... And it was like, oh, you need to help this guy. His brother died when he went out to fight pirates. And then you get there and it's like, oh, you need to help me build this ship so I can be a pirate. It's like, wait. What just happened? Like, I feel like it switched it, but it, like, but not on purpose, you know? Like, whoever wrote the quest just kind of fucked up. And, like, forgot exactly what the quest was supposed to be when they made it to, like, the second person in it. Like, it's very weird. Very, very weird. But whatever. Quest is done either way. Now, I wonder if I'm going to have to go and do the other one anyway. Because, I mean, that's generally how it goes in games. Or it's like, hey, I need this and this done. You go do this, and I'll send this other person to go do this other one. And then you come back, and he's like, okay, so... Funny story, the other guy fucked up, and now I need you to go and do his quest as well and try and rescue him as you're doing it.
I met the dead man's brother.
Ah, so why did such a man go sailing in shark-filled waters?
He was a pirate, and he set out to fight the soldiers who threatened his family. They sank his ship, leaving him to the sharks.
That's nearly tragic. So how did you resolve the matter? That is what you do as a Misthios, resolve matters, right?
I gave the shipbuilding materials to the pirate's brother to help him build a sturdier vessel. I think I set an example for him. He's decided to quit piracy and start a new life.
I see. That answer is quite revealing of your character.
Why are you concerned about my character?
Something will come of it. Very soon, I suspect. But here, take...
Thank you. Though it sounds like you have more plans for me.
Perhaps. You've proven you could survive the dangers of the ocean. But what about an island of fire and smoke?
I'd like to explore this strange island.
Good. You're very nearly impressing me.
Oh, really? I should be impressed.
I would like to send you to an island of smoke and flame, but an associate of mine still has my key to the vault within. Without it, your trip would be in vain.
Are they as strange as you?
That's nearly amusing. My associate lives in the graveyard you visited for me earlier. He lives as a hermit. He'll have time to talk, even to you.
I'll go reclaim your key.
Alright, so all of this, I'm assuming, is going to lead to very different outcomes based on, like, if I go hostile or not to them. Like, because, like, I could have just went and killed the soldiers for that guy, right? And then odds are he would have remained a pirate. But instead, I'm like, you know what, I'll just get you supplies. And then I went and got him the thing. And then he's like, you know what, maybe I don't have to be a pirate. Why he would think that after that, I don't know, considering that he was building the boat specifically to go out and fight the soldiers. But, you know, whatever. Either way, you know, it worked out in the end. I'm assuming that if you kill the soldiers, you still have to go and get the eye. And it just slightly changes. Like, I'm assuming that whether or not you kill the soldiers is the important part to that. And not going and getting the eye. I'm assuming the eye is just like a standard thing, right? Like, that's just going to be the second part. Now, adaptability. So, I need to go find this guy and get a key from him. So, now the question is, am I going to have the option to kill him or not? Like, I would imagine so, right? But I don't know for sure, obviously, having never done this one before. But I like this one. I like this one a lot better than the last one. The last one wasn't bad. But I like this one because it seems to have a lot more, like, decisions in it. Like, I gotta say, like, I'm really impressed with the Lost Tales here. Like, for free DLC, they are really good quests. I mean, they're free DLC. They're not quite an hour long, depending on which path you take, but, like, there's actual paths to take, right? Like, a lot of the quests in the main game have decisions, but it's really hard to tell because, like, they're decisions that either affect something minor or affect something in the long run, so it's a lot harder to tell what those decisions are affecting. Whereas the smaller contained stories, it comes to a head a lot faster.
The owl, no. She's Athena's favorite bird, you know.
I'm here for the key to the vault.
What are you doing here? That's nearly ridiculous.
So, you're telling me it's not here?
I left it somewhere safe. It's near an abandoned camp on Egina Island.
That doesn't sound very safe.
How could it not be safe, surrounded by so many defenders?
Why do I never get the easy jobs?
Who knows?
Oh my god, that's so far away. I feel like I should have reversed my armor sets. Oh my god, that is so far away. Like, I should have had my stealth set on for this one. Because, like, I feel like I shouldn't kill people during this, right? Like, that seems to be, like... I mean, I could. Depending on who's there, but I mean... I don't know how much... Because, like, I don't know how much the game tracks during these quests. Like, I'm assuming if I go to... Like, if I kill anybody within the area. Like, I imagine killing people on the way to where the thing is wouldn't affect the quest. But, like, once I actually make it to the thing, right? Then it would probably start counting them, and then that would change what happens later on. But yeah, like I said, the fact that these quests are a lot smaller and they don't have, like, you know, like, they can't have far-reaching consequences, honestly makes it a little bit better. Like, I prefer it when games, like open world games like this, do that, where, like, their quests, like, their side quests are contained like this, and they don't, like, it's always nice when, like, something you do interacts with something else that you do in a game, right? So, like, I think I need the other dock, don't I? There's a dock. Which dock do I fucking need? I need the one over here. Because, like, it's always nice, obviously, when it, like, you're doing a quest in, like, let's say Fallout, right? Or Skyrim or something. And, like, you, like, you're doing a quest and something that you did in a different quest comes up and changes that one somehow, right? It's like, that's nice. That's neat. But at the same time, it's annoying, like, when you have a decision to make in a quest and then it doesn't seem to do anything. It's like, yeah, I made this decision over this one, but like you never see, and like it sounds like it's supposed to be an important decision, but you never actually see it come about. Like there's never a point where it's like, oh, this is what the decision did, and then like it might only pop up in if you're doing another quest, which once again is neat, but it shouldn't. Like, that shouldn't be the thing. Like, you shouldn't have to do a completely separate quest chain to see, like, what the results of this other quest chain that you did, like, 10 hours ago, right? Like, I would never recommend doing these, like, based on what I've played of them, I would never recommend doing these Lost Tales of Greece without, like I wouldn't recommend starting one without the intent to finish it, like, in one go. Like, I wouldn't do other quests in between. Because, like, they work very well just as, like, their own little stories. Oh, there's a shark. I don't think sharks do that, but alright. But, like, as a... Yeah, but, like, as a whole, they're, like, really nice. Like, probably my favorite thing is when, like, in open world games anyway, is when like you when like you're doing quests, but like it's not necessarily like the decision, like it's not like the decision affects God, I don't know, where it's like the fact that you did the other quest does change this quest a little bit, but it's just like they mentioned something about the other quest and like the way you did it, but it doesn't change, like it doesn't. But, like, it doesn't drastically change the quest you're on, right? Oh, defenders as in animals. Got it. Find and acquire the key to the tomb. Well, I mean, I've already cleared this area, but that was probably a while ago. And I'm always curious as to, like, when you have things like this, right? Like, if you know that it's coming. Because, like, I could definitely just park the ship there. Like, if I knew that I needed to come here during this quest, right? I could, in theory, go and park my boat there, clear the area out, then go do the quest, or then go turn in the other part of the quest. And what are these? Oh, they're lions. Oh, look at that! It's a big white one. That would be cool, but this isn't like an actual thing, unfortunately. So, all right. So that lion is facing the key, the other two aren't, and that one is patrolling slightly. Oh, okay, that one turned around. I want to try and get in there. Once again, would have made more sense. Like, obviously, the armor I'm wearing doesn't affect, like, stealth-wise.
Time to return to that strange woman.
But, like, at the same time, right? Oh, wait, I can't fast travel while I'm in there. Like, doesn't affect, like, the actual stealth, but at the same time, you know, I try and make it where, like, my assassin armor looks stealthy, whereas my other armor is a lot more, well, like this one. It's, like, bright red and shit. Oh, my God, that's... Should I just get on the boat and make it over there? Because, I mean, that would probably save me more time, honestly. Because, yeah, like, that's why, like, I have this armor. Where, so, like, you know, what the other one, right? I could have very easily just done it as, like, as just, like, walk in and kill everyone. And especially considering the way it ended, it would have made a lot more sense to do it that way. But, oh, well, what can you do? Only way I would know that is if I played them beforehand. And these games are way too long for me to play through twice. I mean, that's kind of the shitty part about, like, Origins and Odyssey here, and why I don't really like this, like games as a service thing that the companies are trying to push, right? It's so that they can get, like, more, like, subscription-based stuff in that, and then they don't have to spend as many resources building a new game, right? Because they can just add on to the game that they already have, which is a neat idea, which is good, and it saves them a lot of money. It saves, technically, us a lot of money because, you know, we put the initial investment in the game, and then it just takes a small investment later to get more content, right? But at the same time, the more content that goes into the game, the less replayable that game is to me. Like, Origins, I fucking loved Origins. I will never play it again. Guaranteed. Because it's too long. It's too many hours to put into it. And there's too many games that come out. Like, I remember playing, like, Legend of Dragoon, right? Probably my favorite RPG of all time, right? Original... Was it original PlayStation or was it PlayStation 2? I can't remember. Either way, I think it was original PlayStation, but PlayStation 2 is backwards compatible, so I played it a lot on there as well. But, like, that game there was long as fuck. Like, it was a 4-disc game back on the PlayStation, right? I played through that game multiple times, but there wasn't nearly as many games coming out at that, like, way back then, right? Like, games were way more replayable back then just because there wasn't nearly as many games coming out as fast. Whereas now, there's so many games coming out so fast and they're all so long that the odds of you replaying a game that's over, like, I don't know, like 10 hours is, like, slim to none. Like, I'll probably replay, because I've actually wanted to go back and replay, like, Crash again. And I want to go back and replay Spyro again. But those games aren't all that long, right? So I'll probably replay those a few times. Whereas, like, Origins, I'll never play it again because it's too long, right? Like, the amount of time I would have to put into that, I could probably play and finish, like, 2 or 3 other games during that time period, right? Whereas, like, me playing through Crash or Spyro again, like, at most, I could probably play another short game and beat it in that time period, which is nothing, right?
Found your key. Your associate certainly kept it well protected.
He ought to have. I paid him well enough to do so.
Where exactly are you getting your drachmi from?
I have very few needs and spend only on what I find important. I'm very nearly thrifty.
Now that I have the key, is there anything else I need to prepare to visit the Island of Fire?
You tell me, Mistios. Do you feel prepared to explore the foundry of Hephaestus?
Wait, you're not going to ask me a strange question first?
Perhaps I'll think of one later.
I'm ready to explore that island.
Very good. You are proving your worth.
Am I now? I'm impressed.
There is an island swathed with clouds of smoke where the earth blazes with fire. It's called the Foundry of Hephaestus. A legendary helmet is kept there. Bring it here so I might study it.
Seems like a dangerous journey for just a helmet.
It's not nearly the only treasure there. You can keep anything else you find.
All right. I'll go to the island and find the helmet.
God, somebody's fucking singing up a storm here. I'm assuming it's you two over there. Alright, so I don't know exactly how that was adaptability. I mean, and she didn't say anything about the fact that I didn't kill the lions or anything. So I feel like that, like, there was no choice involved there. I mean, I've already fucking went to this place. I've already explored this place. There's no way actually... Nah, there's no way I have the helmet. I think I might... would this have been before? Like, I may have explored this place before this Lost Tale even came out, so... Like, it may not have even been an item in the game yet. Because I highly doubt that they just set, like... Although I do have quite a few items, like quest items, that I've never actually used in a quest, so... Like, I may not... So, like, they may have put items in the game yet and be like, we'll figure out something to do with them later, but... I don't know. There's also a lot of them where I feel like it... Because there are items where, depending on how you do the quest, will, Where am I going? And, like... So, like, depending on how you do it, so, like, you'll have items and it'll be like, oh, can I... It's like, I need this. Like, for example, the, Oh, what do you call it? The oil, right? Like, I went and got the oil, and I had the option of whether or not to get the oil in the first place, and then I had the option of whether or not to give it to the guy, to Testicles there, and then I had the option as to whether or not... God damn it. As to whether or not to use it myself afterwards, right? So I imagine if I didn't use it in any of those scenarios, it would still be in my... Oh. Like, it would probably still be in my inventory, right? Yeah. Surprise, motherfucker. Oh, I kicked him right across it. That's no fun. I wanted to kick him down the hole. Yeah, one-on-one, dude. You're fucked. Like, you had 0 chance. Oh, that was nice. I haven't seen that one, but I guess I don't generally fight in enclosed areas like this very often. I think that might have been, like, the chief right there. Let's see, we got 3 guys there, 4. Alright, don't worry guys, I'll come down to you. Come on. Olympiadoros? Sure. And Aura? Aura? Aura. Alright. Sure. Oh, good God. Whatever, you're gonna burn to death now anyway. Goodbye. Alright. Now then, let us see. This chest? Nope. Yeah, I fucking hate caves, man. Like, the ping does very little in the caves because it just, like, there's just so much shit. What is this one? Test of courage, eh? Well, I mean, I did jump across lava. I actually jumped into lava at one point. And I remember, I don't think this is the only, like, volcano lava thing I've went into. It very well might be. But I don't think so. But yeah, those, like, little spike things that you can jump across, Kassandra doesn't stick to them very well. It's you got like a probably 70-30 chance against you staying on the things. Oh right, I forgot that I actually had a key for this, so I was waiting just to like have something there. I forgot that I actually had went and got that key beforehand. Oh, which means that I actually haven't been in here before. Hello, scorpions. How are you? That... I'm assuming interact is just leave, yeah. These spike traps, man. They are absolutely worthless. Oh, and a bunch of rats. Like, I don't think I've ever actually got caught on one.
Gorgofoni was an extraordinary woman born of Andromeda, daughter of the proud queen and king of Ethiopia, and Perseus, the Gorgon slayer after whom she is named.
Like, look at that. I didn't even have to dodge roll or anything. I just walked across it and it was fine. Like, I guess they really, when they set these traps, really expected somebody to, like, stand on them and be like, oh no, and just, like, freeze for, like, the second it took for them to pop out. Which I guess in real life might work. But I'm wondering if, like game design-wise, why they did that. Because, I mean, it's not like, look, even if I stand on them, it's not like it does a huge chunk of damage. Like, it does a good, like, a decent-sized chunk of damage. But it's not like a huge chunk of damage, and it's not like you don't regenerate.
It has long been tradition that women should marry but once, as virgins. If their husbands died before them, they were to live out their lives as widows. Gorgofoni defied this tradition to become the greatest grandmother of Hellas.
Alright. So wait, to become the greatest grandmother, does that mean that she married Hellas's grandfather, or that she married after her husband died and then down the line she had, like, you know, she had kids and then ended up with Hellas at the end of that or something? Like, come on, Kassandra. Yes, I know I don't need to light those, but it's kind of like an OCD thing for me in games where it's like, oh, I'm exploring this tomb. Let me light up and it's like, oh, and I can light stuff up to make it brighter in here? Fuck yeah. Let's do it. Come on. There it is. Like, I do that, like, doesn't matter what game it is. Like, I will actually, like, do that even in, like, Skyrim. Where it's like they have, like, the torch sconces on the wall. Like, I play a stealth character, I will put torches in the different sconces. Just to, can't tell if she's actually, like, trying to light that thing up or not. There it is. Like, I'll actually, like, put torches in all the sconces. Like, I'll carry around torches. Oh.
It is said that the warrior woman of advanced age brought so much chaos to the people of Lake Denis that Perseus himself arrived to take her life. And some wise people say that was Orofoni, enjoying her last act of rebellion.
See, like I said, the snakes suck because they're only ever in places, basically, that you need a torch, right? And that's all you gotta do. And then, probably the thing that's most annoying about them is the fact that when you throw your torch, it, like, loses all of its fucking... Do I need to pull it through? I do. It, like, loses all of its light somehow. Like, it's very weird, because, like, you throw the torch, and then all of a sudden the torch is, like, dark as fuck. Like, you see how much light it's giving off, and then, like, if I throw it, like, even just right at my feet, it, like, a significant loss of light there. It's very fucking annoying. You also end up with a lot of snakes in pots like this. It's like if you're ever breaking these kind of pots, just fucking plow through them. Like, just keep swinging as you go through. Okay, a lot of fucking shit broke there. Okay. Oh, there we go. Fuck you, snake. Like I said, they're such worthless enemies, and in Origins it was the same way. They were just completely 100% worthless as like an actual, like they were never a threat. They were always just there, and like I think the first game really that I can think of, like obviously it wouldn't be the first game with snakes. Maybe it was, I don't know. It's like Far Cry 3, right? Like that's the first game that I can think of.
Husband was Perieris, king of Messini and Sparta. Their sons grew up to be bold princes and kings of Sparta themselves.
Okay, what? There we go. Now, can I grab it from here? Yes. Good. Now, I think that I saw this entrance from somewhere else first. Maybe not, because that wouldn't make much sense at this point. So, is this going to be... Like, so who is this old bitch going to turn out to be, right? Like, because obviously she's not going to be the Gorgophone. Is that really, like, somebody's name? Even back then? Like, that's horrible. Because, like, obviously those things being down here means that they were written... Not only were they written that, like, a huge amount of time ago, they were written so long ago, and then, like, put in here, and then, like, this place has obviously gone to shit, so, like, they've been in here for quite a while, like... So there's no way that's her, although I will say some of these wooden structures are holding up rather well. Like, look at that. Like, that's still pretty fucking solid, it looks like. There also doesn't seem to be, like, as much treasure in here as she promised. I will say, though, at least this game, like, Origins had the weird snakes as well, like the weird useless snakes. But it was, like, the same snake every time. At least in Odyssey here, like, they do have different, like, kinds of snakes. Now, I don't know how many, like, different kinds of snakes there were way back in this period of time in Greece, but I imagine there was more than that in Egypt back when Origins was set. Like, I think Egypt has a lot of different kinds of snakes, don't they? I mean, I have, like, I want to say, like, asps. They have a lot of those. The lighting the things is very weird, because, like, it does take a second for them to light it, but also they don't always put the torch in the fucking fire, or, like, in the thing that, like, that they can light up. Alright, this is... Why is there dead stuff in the water? Hello, Mr. Snake. But yeah, like Far Cry 3, I think, is the first one that I can think of. Right? That just had like the worthless snakes. Okay. Really? That water is definitely not deep enough to, It's definitely not deep enough to put out the torch. Like, there we go. I guess like that ever so slight splash that she would have made going into it is what put out the torch. It's very weird. Anyway. I can't remember what other game there was. There was another game that I played where you could light torches and blow them out or something. And I would go around and I would make sure that like all the torches are lit in an area before I left it. And then it would annoy me because like I'd come back to that area later and like some of the torches were gone or like had went out again. And it's like, who the fuck came through here and blew them out? Like, who's the asshole that came through and ruined all my work, right? It wastes so much time. Not gonna lie. There we go. That should do it. And like I do it in every game. Like even in Origins, I did it. I would constantly like be going around fucking lighting up torches and that. Hello, Mr. Eagle. Hello, Mr. Loot. And that's it. A giant pile of stuff, and I got 13. I feel like Kassandra doesn't take advantage of some of these piles of treasure. Like, that's got to be mostly money, right? Like, it's got shields and shit on it as well, but at the same time, it's also got, like, so much just, like, money hanging out, like, in a big pile. And she, like, grabs, like, 13 coins. And it's like, why? Why you only grab 13?
This helmet seems common, but it's been carefully hidden. I should get it back to that woman.
Gorgophone's helmet, alright. And now, because I fast traveled here, right? So, and I don't know if I can fast travel out of here, though. But I fast traveled here, which means my boat is right next to her. Awesome. Well, I mean, it's not really a surprise that we got Gorgophone's helmet. Whatever. I don't remember how she pronounced it. She pronounced it like 4 or 5 times for me. I forgot. Could have made it through there way faster, by the way, if I hadn't, like, stopped to light all the torches, but OCD demanded that all torches must be lit. Or all... I don't know. They're not torches. Are they braziers? I don't know. I'm not sure. Because I always, like, whenever somebody says braziers, I'm always like, the big ones, right? They're like the big things that are on fire. Lamps? No. It's not really a lamp. A lamp has a covering, doesn't it? Oh, yeah. I would say that, yeah. A lamp would have a covering. I don't know what you would call those things. I'll stick with torches, because, I mean, why not? It's definitely not a torch, but I don't know what, like, the actual thing for it is. Since it's not a button to interact with it, it's just you stand near it with a lit torch. I mean, the game isn't going to give me the name of it. Because, I mean, like, I don't think I've ever had, like, because you get torches and braziers and that in, like, crafting games and that. But, like, the braziers are always on the floor. Like, I don't think I've ever had one that, like, you've attached to a wall, you know? Alright, old lady. Here's your helmet. Hey. Hey, don't ignore me. Talk. There we go. Send me all the way over there and then refuse to talk to me when I get back. How fucking rude. Still, maybe she's like, or maybe she's an ancestor of
burning island and trapped tomb? You could say they were nearly a challenge.
Even for you. You exaggerate, Eagle Bearer. But did you find the helmet?
Of course I did. But how could you have known about such a terrible place? And who are you to send me there?
Who do you think I am, Kassandra? Some say I show great wisdom. Others say I am wisdom herself. Tell me, who do you think I am?
You sent me to a graveyard where I met a desperate man who said Athena herself had sent me to kill him. But I suppose that could mean he only thought you were Athena.
It's unwise to give too much credit to the rantings of a madman.
Then you sent me to a pirate in need who asked me to help him as he saw fit. Was that a divine test of wisdom? Or just practicality?
You sent yourself to a pirate. I merely provided the chance.
Finally, that strange hermit with the key. He was even under a statue of Athena's icon, the owl. Did you set that all up as a joke, or is there truth in his beliefs?
So many thoughts in that head of yours. It's nearly too much to contemplate. Make your decision, Kassandra.
It seems you want me to believe you're Athena. Mysterious riddles, a helmet, of all things to find. It's clever, but obvious.
If this is the case, it is I who should congratulate you on your cleverness. Here, show me the helmet.
I hope this was worth it.
You have great faith in humanity. I hope you see it for both its potential and its failings. I'll make an adjustment and... Yes, I think this will be best suited for you.
Thank you.
I hope you've gained some wisdom from this journey.
Yes, I've learned that profit can come from the strangest sources.
Oh, that's the look like, huh, maybe she was? Oh, look at that, I got a new helmet. Alright. Divine Intervention, just under the hour mark. Once again, though, that... Actually, to be fair, that also could have been longer if I decided to fight the guys, or if I didn't already have all the resources that guy needed to make his boat. I mean... So, well, to be fair, it probably would have evened out with, between, like... Yeah, because, like, between me deciding not to fight the soldiers and already having the resources for the guy, and then me going and lighting all the torches in there, it probably evened out that I didn't, or it probably evened out the fact that, where's the other, that it over there? Yeah, there it is. It evened out how much or how long that particular mission took. So, I mean, once again, if you're not OCD like me and don't have to light all the torches, and if you decide to fight, or you decide not to, or if you decide to use the resources but don't have them on you. To be fair, the resource things, depending on how much he needs, I can't see you not having enough for it. Like, obviously I didn't know how much he needed for it, but hopefully you would have enough, because odds are it would take a long time, because getting resources in this game isn't the fastest thing ever. Like, if you don't already have them, it does take a while. Like, the only reason I have so much is because I haven't had anything to spend them on in a while. But anyway, that'll be it for this part. Next part, I'm gonna go, I'll clear out Arcadia before I do my next recording for Friday. So I'll probably have a little bit, I might even be level 60 in the next part. But we'll kill Callisto the bear, because I think that's, I don't know, is that my last one for her? Either way, I'll have the Prince of Persia thing done. Oh no, there is another one. There's a hyena somewhere as well. So yeah, like, I'll have this one done, because I'll synchronize with that, and then odds are we'll have to go talk to the guy, so I'll probably start there, and then head back into Arcadia and see what's up. And we'll see what's up. So yeah, like, we'll do that. We'll probably go and kill Callisto the bear right away. And then we'll probably do some side quests in Arcadia, depending on what we get in there. I imagine there's going to be side quests. It's a pretty big area, so... Thanks, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you Friday.